What is up, YouTube world? By the title of said video, you'll be able to tell this is something I didn't plan on collecting, picking up. It's the latest mail day. I just got in the last one that I've currently ordered. All from eBay. All but one, I think, was under the SRP of the website. But fits the motto to a T of collect what you love and love what you collect. You don't need to buy into the hype. You don't need to be a follower or a tag along, like the old cartoon from the 80s. I still remember when Bob Lewis showed his Maguire of this card, this artist. I swore it was a fake card. I'm like, that's not real. That looks nonsensical at best. But the more I looked at it, the more I enjoyed it. I'm like, this is goofy as sin. I like the constant art from the guy or the theme, just because it reminds me of like a Bill Plimpton, and then, like I've said before to a couple guys I've talked with about this, Liquid Television. It reminds me a lot of like that type of style artwork and artistry and animation. So I said, well, you know what? I'll see what they're going for. I know two of them I probably won't be getting until they really soften market-wise, and that's Bob Gibson and the Maguire. That's all right. But I've been able to pick everything else up so far that's been released, and I just want to share those with you. And the first one that I think I got was Mo. And again, Ed Weskergriff having hit this in the background of his videos, and when he had the Bob Gibson as well, it's just like, man, these are just goofy as shit. I love this. I mean, it looks like one of the shorts off Liquid Television from MTV in the early 90s. I cannot remember what it was called. Should have probably looked it up. That's all right. Maybe in the description box below I will put the sometime down the road, just because it was something that it reminded me of that. And that's, I won't say it's a kid card because it's not, because it just came out, but it's the thought of something that brings you back to your childhood, even if it's not specifically at that time in your childhood, that now you can equate to cards or the hobby. So I got that. I think it was a little under $10. This is the only Keith Shore I've picked up, and it was cheap, and I'm just like, I might as well get a trout. Might pick up a few more. Again, I don't know. Just price is always going to depend on, or going to determine if I buy any more or not of other sellers that I like. I mean, there's stuff that I've seen people show on YouTube and on a couple forums. They're like, I love them. I say I don't. Again, art is always something subjective. Just because one likes it and the other doesn't mean either are wrong. It's your opinion. You can have your opinion, and what your opinion is a valid opinion to yourself. But the Keith Shore stuff is the stuff I'm really liking. It makes me smile, it makes me giggle. It's completely absurd. Just some of the stuff doesn't even look real. But again, harken back to Liquid Television on MTV. One of the first animation shows I'd watched that wasn't the typical Care Bears, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mask, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Garfield, Heathcliff, stuff like that, where it was, you knew it was kid-centric 100%. There's no double entendres, no hidden meanings, no like little sly jokes on the side like SpongeBob has. and has had. It was clearly not made for kids, and that's why I think I liked it a lot. So, again, let's see if I can focus this in a little more. Come on, friend. So I picked up the trout. That one was, I don't know, like 8 shipped, 9 maybe. And again, I know the print runs are obscene, but some of the inserts I've picked up, you have something to 10,000 or the Vidal Elite from 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, whatever it is, stuff to 1,000. The print run is very subjective when you look at the overall design of the card. Again, it's basically art on a card. That's all it boils down to. So it could be numbered to 50,000, 100,000, 500, 3. Doesn't matter. As long as you find that card attractive or desirable, that's all that ever should matter in this hobby. That's what I keep harkening to. I know Steve, when we do our podcast, just see stuff that we like. You don't like it, that's fine. There might be stuff out there that you like that we don't like, and that's fine too. As long as you like what you're getting, as long as you enjoy it. So next up, then get it. If you can afford it, get it. If you can't, enjoy it. Just enjoy it for what it is. Because it's just usually pictures of dudes or sometimes chicks on cardboard. That's it. Got this one in yesterday, I think. The Sandy Koufax, which I think is one of the most recent to ship. I think Clemente and Willie Mays are going to be his next ones. But that one, again, a cool one. I like the little guy, the Sandy in the bottom left-hand corner. It really just looks plain. Just a generic, like before the national anthem. The second one I bought, I think after the Rivera, was the one that ultimately led to the demise of Topps 2020, or the super collectability that it had, for me, plagued it up until this point right now. It's where, and again, I can't comment anything other than Keith Shore stuff, because that's all I've really looked at. But it's a little more affordable now. These aren't supposed to be, you have something that's, I don't know, not serial numbered, but a print run of 1,500. That is going for 3,000 to 4,000. That's not at all what the hobby should be. Again, that's where it twists and turns, but at the same time, it should. Then you should have one-on-ones going for like 30,000 of these guys, and they're not. If you can get like 4,000 for the trout, I don't even remember which one it was right out of the gate. And you can get an auto, something, even a hard signed auto for 600 to 800. Something he signed, he physically signed, he held the card. Maybe an auto patch or something that's game worn. But those autos to 25, you can get one for like 600 to 800, maybe a little less if it's one of the lower tier ones. You could have, not anymore, but at the time, it's like, that's when you look at logic in the hobby, and who you've got talking it up and who you've got pumping it up. People that just stepped into the door think they know it all. It's like, nah, you got people sitting in the corner that know what's been going on and have seen this for years, and if people choose to repeat history, that's their own doom. But again, that Griffey, I think it's like a print run of just a shade under 100,000. But I like it. I really do. It's you have all the eyes in the background. I love that. Of just like the card with the field. He has all the people with like the eyes, and they're looking pretty much every which way. Bring it a little closer in. where you have eyes up here. That dude's smiling. He's like getting squeezed in the butt. This guy's getting squeezed in the butt. He doesn't know how he should feel about it. That guy's probably squeezing him in the butt. This guy's like, oh boy, well, I'm next. And this guy's like, I'm not going to tell anybody. So you have all this background, and especially when you have the, I wouldn't call the Topps Griffey an iconic card at all, by any means. The upper deck's going to be the one that is always going to be known, or Griffey will be known for. But just a Griffey rookie that you should know if you know the hobby. It's a big card. Not, again, I don't know what they sell for now. I'm sure a 10 sells for like $8 million in this current market. But it's just a cool card and a cool play on the card. The next one I'll show. The last three are my favorites. Got the George Brett. I love the Royal mascot with like the grumpy face. I love Brett where he sort of has like a serious face. And I love the dude. It looks like the guy from Popeye that would gladly pay you next Tuesday to have a hamburger today. That goofy hat from like more like the 50s and the 40s kids. Like maybe like the R Gang kids like Spanky would have that, or one of those little rapscallions. But again, it's just fun to see some of these artists' takes on these cards. Some are really way out there and abstract and just stuff you like, oh boy. Not something I'm a fan of, but again, everybody sees the palette through a different lens. This is the one I got in today. It's Ichiro. Again, I like the dude holding the Topps 50 years, because that was the 2001 design when it's 50 years of Topps. And once again, that dude's looking at Ichiro's butt, and that guy's real happy to see Ichiro, and the dude on the left there is real happy to see the Topps logo. And again, it's just a fun card, and they don't cost, it's 10, 15 bucks. And if I can't buy a blaster, if I can't find any blasters around anywhere, if I can't find a hanger pack, if I can't scoop up 3 to 5 packs of just out of a gravity feed, you know what? Why not pick these up? Why not just say, hey, good, bad, indifferent, this Topps Project 2020 is going to be part of hobby history. Again, 2020 is talked about enough for so many, a myriad of reasons. But this Project 2020 amongst hobby folk, it will be talked about for decades because of the pricing, the huge pumping, the huge dumping what happened, and everything just sort of fell out. The first, 15 to 20 were still pretty, I won't say collectible, because all of them are collectible, but they still are holding some significant value, comparatively speaking to what their the initial drop for the price was. Like when you have like 17, 20 bucks for these cards, and then they're bringing hundreds, thousands out of the gate. It's insane. Talked about this one with Bob, and then I showed it to Eric too. I just took a picture like up there, and they picked it up right away, and then like Eric coined it the bow ball grab, because he is just dismayed that what is going on over there. He likes it. That guy really likes it. But I also like how they incorporated, because in the regular Thomas card, it just, I don't know if it has Auburn on there or it has nothing, because he's in his Auburn uniform. And like they incorporate Bo Jackson as the guy he's trying to pick off over there. And I also like that they incorporate the no name on front card, because this will probably be as close as I get to owning one, because that's a kid card that you just don't see. I know I've got one buddy, Brian Zeke, down in the Chicagoland area, he's got one. Maybe I can pry it off him at some point in time, but I know it's going to cost an arm and a leg because you just don't see them, and that's out of all the kid cards, that's probably the number one on my list. Along with getting just a raw copy of the 86 Donruss Canseco back in there. But again, I'll show you the backs of these two. Get the card numbers on the top right and the Project Tops Tops Project 2020. And they actually tell what the original card and the number of the series, card set number is. And then they give info on Keith Shore down there. So again, they're not going to break the bank. If you find an artist you like, I know there's Blake Jameson, he and Eric seem to have struck up a kinship with those back pages. Ben Baller. I think there's an Ermsey in there. I think the Ermsey Trout was the big one early on. But again, look through the artists, look through the artwork, check if there's some stuff that's like 10, 15 bucks or cheaper. There's that Griffey. There's 99,000, 100,000 of those cards, and you can get it for relatively cheap. You can pick that card up if you like it for under 10 bucks delivered. I mean, that's less than what it costs to buy it out of the gate off the Topps website. So I've come over the Topps 2020. Not that I wanted to, but again, after looking at Keith Shore's representation of what he thinks or what he interprets or likes to envision, and then put the pen and the art supplies to paper or the canvas, and then make these drawings and transform them into cards. I love it. I mean, it's just so funny. It's great. It's fun when you can incorporate some fun into the hobby, where it's not always a serious, I gotta flip, I gotta try to like get more for what I put into this card. It's nice to just smile, sit back, and enjoy something for what it is. And these are humorous to me. They're just humorous. It's almost like a cartoon in the Sunday paper. Pearls Before Swine, something like that. So I bought in. I didn't buy in heavily. I'm going to continue. I try to do the Keith Shore stuff. There's another few that I see that I enjoy. I've seen a couple of Jeters that I like, but again, I don't want to pay a ton because it's Jeter. Everything Jeter seems to sell well, but I think the Thomas is the most I've spent, and that was, I think, like 24. Just because I wanted to get it and just be like done with it, because that's my guy from the 90s. I want to see him play more than anyone. So had to get it right away. Got it. Good. So now I'm caught up. Mays and Clemente are on the horizon for the next ones of Shore being released. So and Bob Gibson and McGuire are the two I do not have, and probably for a good while will not have unless that market completely drops. So suggestion, go for it. You see somebody you like, just buy into it. You won't be sorry. So hope you enjoyed. Probably shocked to see me dip my toes and then dive with a cannonball into the old Topps 2020. Fun excitement, but I had to do it. It was just too goofy not to. So take her easy, YouTube. She's easy. Take her twice.